If you're living with someone, so whether you're married in a relationship, in friendship, you are housemates, whatsoever, it's important that you contribute, contribute in a positive manner to household chores. And men, let's take away that mindset that it is
you're helping.
No, we are not helping. It's our responsibility. I'll do it later. You didn't ask. Why do men often avoid chores?
Welcome again to our channel. It's the Thrive With The Bomides, and thank you again for joining us on this video.
Thank you for staying tuned to our channel. We are indeed grateful to you that you've decided to subscribe, that you've turned on your notification, and you've liked and shared our video. On today's video episode, we will be talking about a topic that we think is societal norms, which is why men oftentimes avoid chores.
Yeah, and how to fix it or how to manage it in a household or in a relationship or partnership. So the problem is that women and men, for some reason, we think differently and we react to things differently.
I think we're also built differently as well, just to add to that.
Yeah, we are built differently. So the first problem is that there is something called a mental load, which women often have. Some men do, some men don't, most men don't, and some women don't also, but it's often common to women. So, and there's the physical load, which the men are quite comfortable with. Mental load in terms of I'm already thinking what we're gonna eat like next week, tomorrow, or there's a bank holiday coming. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with the kids?
It's appointments
and all of that. Remembering to book appointment for the kids and remember to follow up on that. So that's the mental load, which often is being carried by the women in the relationship. Biologically, I think biological women is being carried by women in the relationship.
And I think, to be honest with you, and to buttress the point you've said earlier as well, it's common to us because so we're not just shooting this video and saying what is not common to us as well. In terms of mental load, I hold my hands up. My wife handles more of the mental load. But just like you've also mentioned as well, the physical load, I feel that's what men are comfortable with. Before we proceed further in this video, if you're enjoying what we are saying so far, please don't forget to turn on your notifications, subscribe, like, share, and share your comments with us.
So there's also, to continue on that, women, we handle more of the invisible load, like we said, the mental load. All right. And there's something called societal conditioning. Like, we've been conditioned to say women should do the household chores and men should help if they can.
That one we are not going to tolerate at all.
So there's that clause of when it's comfortable for men to help, and then the household chores that is comfortable for men to handle. And like in our own personal situation over the years, even before I got married, I know it's comfortable doing some household chores, and now I'll probably like just hands up doing it. Because I know it's gonna do it. I don't have to prompt him to do it. And there are other things that I like doing. I love cooking and all of that, and I'm happy to do it. And I don't have any issues with that. So I think it's just one or few times you have like something we both don't enjoy doing. So it's that particular chore that I'll be like, okay, you do it next time, I'll do it this time, that kind of thing. So, but that societal conditioning, that. But to be honest, it's I think it's improved over the years.
I think so.
Like in this new generation, like people that are married to like in like 5-10 years ago, it has shifted from that societal condition that the women must do the household chores. Now it's about helping together. It's about doing it together, not necessarily helping your wife. It's about doing it without being asked to do
without
it.
being prompted.
Without being prompted to do it. And that is what it's called partnership. So it's not about you're helping. No, we are both doing it.
Absolutely, babe, you're right. And just to buttress what you've mentioned as well, the society has conditioned us to think that it's women's job to do certain chores. I don't see it that way, and luckily both of us don't see it that way. chores at home should be carried out by
Yeah.
whether it's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
So far, it's for the sake of your home.
Yeah.
You both live in it. For example, you find out that some men don't like, for example, cleaning up the toilet.
Yeah.
The women are the one cleaning up the toilet week by week and weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't see that as a right thing because both a man and a woman use the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo! Y'all be getting me mad.
So you should make adjustment. That's societal conditioning to think that women should take certain chores and then the men should help where they can. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think for us men, we should see household chores as a joint thing that we need to commit into. Looking after the kids, changing the kids' diapers when they are young, or grooming after the kids, waking them up early, bathing for them, driving them to school, sorting out their breakfast, making their food, bringing them back from,
Absolutely.
all of these things.
Yeah.
They are household chores, even gardening, weekend cleanings or stuff like that. I don't feel these things should be made the woman's responsibility. But just like my wife had rightly said,
because some relationship is the other way around.
Mhm.
One person taking it could be either. It's just like it's common that the women are doing it.
Yeah.
Another problem in terms of household chores and then the role specific chores like gender dynamics is what we call weaponized incompetence. So it's common with men. They'll be like, oh, I don't know how to do it.
I can't do this, I can't do that. But you can eat.
Yeah, but you can do it.
Yeah.
I will share something. I'll just a little bit of it because I don't want to be too specific. At work, one of these I went to work, and one of my colleagues was like, who is staying with the kids when I'm at work? I said, oh, my husband is staying with the kids. Oh, you mean your husband is staying with 2 young kids? I said, yeah. So I said, oh, I don't see a problem with that. No, I don't see a problem. I said, oh, it can never be him. And I was shocked. Like, we had a lot of people in the office and people were like shocked. Like, what do you mean you can't do it? He said, I don't know how to do it. And someone, a man, said it that is weaponized incompetence. That, what do you mean you don't know how to do it?
Yeah.
Like, if you have to do it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like I don't know how to do it. So that's like an example of it, and that's the problem. So, but like recapping on the problem I've said with this household chores with the gender and all of that is the invisible load. Yeah. And then the second one is the societal conditioning. And then weaponized incompetence that we've talked about. So
absolutely.
Do you have any?
Well, I think
own view?
I think you've summarized it under those points as well.
Yeah.
And there's this association with gender as well. That men should do this, women should do this.
Yeah.
I think that is wrong. Yeah. I know some culture. I know a lot of us grew up in different cultures and systems and all that. But I feel when the kids are growing up, this idea that a guy should do this or a boy should do this, a girl should do this is wrong. Let me give you an example. You find out that in some households, especially say where we grew up from, that a man or a boy is supposed to clean after the dad's car, and then the woman should spend time in the kitchen. And I disagree with that because the boy eats food. So why shouldn't the boy know how to cook his food? Yeah. Why shouldn't the boy know how to clean after himself? Why shouldn't the boy know how to make his bed when he wakes up? So it's not about it's a girl or a woman. Household chores should be managed jointly. And I know this has raised uproars in some homes where it almost feels like you go to certain home, the woman is all worked up, tired, physically exhausted. And then you look at the man looking fresh. Obviously, he hasn't done anything in the day. So for me, that is wrong. That kind of system is wrong. Now let's talk about the solutions to that.
Yeah, before we go to these solutions, if you've been enjoying this conversation, please join us to talk about it more in the comment section. Yeah. And don't forget to share our videos with your loved one, turn on your notification bell, and also like our videos. Yeah. Okay, just to go to the solutions, I would say number 1 is like making that load visible. Yeah. Like the household chores. In some situation when it's becoming a problem, I would say write down the chores. Write out things that needs to be done and let it be assigned to each person in the relationship or in the house. It could even be like friendship, like maybe a couple of people living together. In a common communal area. So I would say write down, assign those tasks to people. Let them know what they're doing, so that one person doesn't feel that they're doing more than the other person.
I agree with you.
Some people, it's kind of hard to overlook something is not going right, but at least there's someone assigned to do it. You just need to prompt them maybe a couple of times, then they get used to doing it. So I would say making the load visible and assigning the tasks to individual people. And while assigning the tasks, one thing that I usually say is that work on people's strengths. Because not everyone likes, because there's one household chore that my husband knows I hate doing. I absolutely hate it. It's so I wouldn't do it for anything. If I need to do it for myself, it's gonna have to help me with that, because I absolutely hate it. And I know there's something that is not, he'll do it, but he doesn't like doing it. So I have to okay, I don't mind doing it. So you have to work on people's strength. You study them along the line and work on that strength of theirs, just to make sure that it's you're not giving someone something that they're not comfortable doing, or they have difficulty in doing, while there's someone else that enjoy doing it. So it's not about forcing them or being too authoritative about it, you know, in a way. So it's just about working on people's preference, basically. Absolutely, you're right. You mentioned about the use of chat, you know, just like in the workplace, if it's not written down, it's not done. You know, so write it down if that needs to, you know, that needs to happen. If you've got kids as well, you know, have a chart, do a map, or do a table of what child A would do, child B would do, and make it equal, such that it's not gender bias. So you're not saying, oh, your girl child should be cooking and then the boy child. No. So it should be mixed in such a way that, you know, everyone knows what the expectations are. Also put timeline. The same way we do it in the workplace, that there's timeline, that such tasks needs to be done. Put a timeline to it. Also, to add to your point, is encourage people in love. You know, so encourage people in a positive manner, like reinforcing the positive behavior. Exactly. Reinforce the positive behavior. You mentioned that there are certain tasks that, for example, my wife doesn't like ironing at all. You have to call me out. You have to call me out on that. I was going to say a point there, because even myself, I don't enjoy. Like, my wife will say to me, "Oh, babe, you're going to work tomorrow. Can you not sort out the clothes you're going to wear in 1 week and iron them there?" I just tell her, you know what, I just do it early tomorrow morning. You know, and you find out that some people would iron their clothes weeks before, but to be honest with you, I don't like ironing. They enjoy doing it. I heard someone at work saying that they iron everything, even their bed sheet, their pillow slip, and I'm like, what? You're like, what? Even the clothes. I purposely would buy clothes that I don't need to iron, because I hate ironing that much. So I iron probably, if I've already worn the clothes and I look in the mirror, I say, oh, it's so rain cold. It wouldn't look good going. That's when I iron my sometimes when I have to say it. Sorry for the laugh. Or when it's like saying, "Oh, I'm ironing. Do you have something to iron?" You know, that kind of thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there's chores that some person A like, person B doesn't like, and we have to work with people's strength. You know, and we have to balance it. Let's take off this mindset that it has to be related to gender or to race. You know, those things to me, they don't matter at all. If you're living with someone, so whether you're married, in a relationship, in friendship, you are housemates, whatsoever, you've got to realize that household chores, if you're living in shared accommodation or shared apartment, it's important that you contribute, you know, contribute in a positive manner to household chores. And men, let's take away that thought, that mindset that it is you're helping. No, we are not helping. It's our responsibility. It done. You know, we're getting it done, guys. So it's not about helping, because that's something that I think it just comes natural to men. So women out there, if you're struggling with this, I think it would be worth having that conversation with your partner. Or even like your friends, they could be like male friends you're living with and you're struggling to manage this with them. It would be worth sitting them down, explaining that I don't want to have to tell you to do something before you do it. You should take the initiative and get it done, because it's part of life. Cleaning, household chores, getting the house looking good, it should be something that comes naturally to someone. I don't have to tell you to put out the garbage before you do so, or put out the bin. So it should be sometimes it can be hard when you're just getting together with someone, but if you've been saying it and you've spent some years together or even months, then it's worth having that conversation. after having that conversation, it should be something that rub off on them. They should get used to that habit of getting it done. Because sometimes we come from different backgrounds. People do things differently. They might be coming from an household that the mom does everything, or they might be coming from an household that the father does most of the things. So it's about having that common conversation about what needs to be done. And I don't have to tell you, because that's what sometimes I also struggle with it. Because rather than telling someone to do something, I just get it done, because I don't have the energy to explain how to get it done, and even telling you to get it done. So sometimes I just get it done, if that makes sense. But then it's not. Yeah,
for how long are you going to do that for?
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
That. Yeah, you just have to let them know this is what needs to be done at this particular time.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to tell you, because it happens at my place of work sometimes. Like if we have something on the calendar that needs doing, instead of telling other people that get it done, I'm just like, why not get it done? So, yeah, sometimes that can happen.
that can happen. And also, to buttress your point, you find out in some workplaces as well. That's why you see instructions literally everywhere to say, watch after yourself, don't use other and clean up after this. Because you have some people, they just want to use another person's cup to make their cup of tea. Once they're done, dump the cup back and expect and not wash it. That is just abhorrent. To me, it doesn't make any sense at all. When you use a communal area, clean after yourself. The other point I want to say, if you've been enjoying this video so far, before I mention my point, please subscribe, turn on your notification, and also like, share your thoughts with us. I think this is going to be my final point here about the solutions to this. Is also demonstrate in love how to carry out this task. If you're expecting someone to carry out an household chores and they haven't done it before, show them how to do it. Especially if you have been doing it in a way that is almost turning to an obsession. There are ways that I like cleaning. Sometimes some people clean and they don't like seeing watermarks on it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like a situation where you just clean and there's literally watermark everywhere. It gets me irritable. So I will talk about it and say, this is how to clean. This is how I like to clean, because this is an area that we use and stuff like that. And say it in a nice way, because this person might not know that is wrong. You find out that, so even simple things like, toilet things and stuff, some people get a little bit crossed when they find out, papers, litters everywhere, air strands everywhere, and all these bits and bobs. So you have to show the person how these things are done. And that way, once you've demonstrated it to them, reinforce it in a positive way, and hopefully they get used to it and then can continue that approach without creating unnecessary rancors or tensions among or between yourselves. Enjoying this so far. Thank you for staying tuned to our channel. Thank you for watching this video to the end. And we are so grateful that you've decided to stay with us. Also, please like, share, comment. We want to see the comments, to be honest. Nikki and I, my babe and I, we are indeed looking forward to the comments. We want to see it. We want to read your comments.
Do you have friends that you're living with that are not doing all this? Or do you have a partner that is not doing this? Or you're finding ways to communicate this to your partner? We can be helpful in that way.
It can be.
So share your thoughts and comment in the comment section. I will reply to you promptly.
Absolutely, we'll do that. Thank you for enjoying this video with us. Till we see you next time, have a fantastic day or week ahead.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Each partner should have like disposable fund, like fund that is not even their savings or joint savings or emergency fund, something that they can spend on their own on whatever they would like to spend it on. It's absolutely important, because it gives you freedom to know, okay, I'm working, I want to buy something, okay, I'm going out with my babes, I want to buy something, I'm not thinking that I have to remove from our savings to do that.